students, welcome to the biology class of StudyGist. This is the concluding class of the chapter Health and Disease. Okay, so last day you know that in the last day only we have completed the chapter with the peptic ulcer, that disease, and after that we have discussed a few MCQs, multiple choice questions, and I have told that this will be your concluding class or the last class, which will be in which we will be discussing about various types of questions and answers that are possibly having chance to come in your exams, as well as for your better knowledge also. Okay, but before we proceed, before we start discussing the question answer from this chapter, I want to remind you about our social media platforms through which we can be connected all the time. As you can see on the screen, that StudyGist Academy, this is our YouTube channel. So subscribe our channel, like us on Facebook, join our Telegram channel. The link is provided here, and the name of the channel is StudyGist School 7 to 10, as it is being displayed on the screen. And when you will join this channel, it will give a look of this. It's a public channel, and in this channel, why I am telling you to join, because in this channel you will be getting each and every possible and important updates about the live classes of each subject, as well as the study materials are also will be provided here. So join this channel, follow us on Instagram, and also join us through the WhatsApp community. The number which is displayed on the screen, note it down and join now. And for more updates, do visit our website www.studygist.in. Now in Google Play Store, our free app of StudyGist is available. Now this app is very much user friendly, and in this app, through this app, the live classes are being conducted of all subjects, and apart from the live classes, you will also get the recorded classes of the subjects, of the respective subjects. Whatever you want to see, you can check it out, and also the study materials and the important notes are also available here. Okay, so without any further delay, now download the app and install it now. Now this is how our YouTube channel looks like. So as I told you earlier, subscribe our YouTube channel, and after subscribing, don't forget to hit the bell notification, so that whenever any new videos will be uploaded in our channel, you will get instant notification and can check out the video instantly. This is how our Facebook page looks like. So like us on Facebook too, to be united with us constantly. So let's get started with the question answer session of the health and disease, this chapter. So our first question of today is, in which of the following cases do you think the long-term effects on your health are likely to be most unpleasant? Now, what are the cases? Firstly, if you get jaundice. Secondly, if you get lice, means head lice. Thirdly, if you get acne. So why? You have to choose the correct answer and have to say the correct or valid point through which you can establish your answer to be the correct one. So in case of jaundice, there would be long-term effects on our body. So from this we can understand that the point is, if we get jaundice. So during jaundice, what happened? If we get jaundice, there would be a long-term effects on in our body. Definitely, jaundice is the result of a disease called hepatitis. It is a result. Hepatitis is a very dangerous disease, and it is also a result of hepatitis, and this is caused by a virus. Viruses, we know nowadays, it is very known to us that during this pandemic we all are very much familiar with the coronavirus. Those who did not have any idea, haven't heard about the virus also, now we all know what is the virus is about. So basically, what's the virus? It's why it's so dangerous, because virus जो है वो एक intermediate एक condition कह सकते हैं. Intermediate, ना ही तो वो living है, ना ही वो non living है. Intermediate between intermediate between living and नॉन लिविंग. ओके, तो इसीलिए ये इतना डेंजरस है कि एक बार इफेक्ट हो जाता है तो पता नहीं चलता है कैसे इसका इफेक्ट जो है उसको कम किया जाए. ओके, इन जॉन्डिस आवर लिवर इज अफेक्टेड एंड इट टेक्स मोर टाइम टू रिकवर फ्रॉम दिस डिजीज by taking proper treatment under the supervision of a doctor. So in contrast to jaundice, lice can be removed easily with short treatment, and so is the acne. This means the two things, means head lice and the acne, can be removed, can be treated within a very short period of time. ये बहुत ज़्यादा long lasting नहीं करता है. So that's why they are not establishing themselves as and not staying as the long term effects. So both of these do not produce long term effects on the body. So the correct answer is the jaundice. And in this way I think the answer is very much clear why it is jaundice, why it is established, why it is known as the it is creating the long term effect. In this way jaundice is the correct answer. Okay, moving on to the next question is, what precautions can you take in your school to reduce the incidence of infectious diseases? Now following precautions, what are the precautions to get rid from the infectious diseases? Like first, providing clean drinking water. This is the first point. Secondly, educating the students about the causes of infectious diseases such as cholera, hepatitis, flu, AIDS and so on. These are the infection, these are the things, means we have to educate the students. Students must have the knowledge, students will have to be aware of the fact how the infection, what are the causes of the infectious diseases. They have to have the idea that by such kind of infection what are the possible infectious diseases that are likely to occur, and what are the adverse effects of it. If anything, if we are knowing, if we are aware of the fact, if we know the fact, if we know each and every details of the fact, then only we can हम लोग सोच सकते हैं इसके बारे में, और then only we can draw a conclusion that what should be done, what should not be done. But if we don't know the fact, it is quite difficult for us to understand, to decide how and what is to be done, right? So awareness or the knowing of the student, knowing about the fact for the students is very important about the infectious diseases if they want to get rid from it. Because when they are playing during the school, when they are playing or doing anything, any stuff with their friends, enjoying with their friends, it's very difficult for at that time it's very difficult for them to keep themselves away from the thing which is going on at that time, right? And third is very important point, that's the vaccination of the students against common infectious diseases from time to time. So vaccination, you know that the inactivated form or the killed form of the microbes are forcefully injected or incorporated through the injection into the body under the process of vaccination. In this way the natural immunity power of the body will build up. So natural immunity power जब build up हो जाती है तो बहुत सारे infectious disease से body को कैसे protect किया जाए उसका way out of their own it is produced. So these are very important and very fruitful way I can say that providing the source of clean drinking water, the children, secondly the children will have the knowledge, they will be educated enough regarding these infectious diseases so that they can keep themselves safe from it. And thirdly the vaccination is very important, which will help them to get rid from the infectious disease, and that vaccination must be given time to time. Now the next point, proper sanitation or clean environment in school and surroundings to eradicate vectors of the infectious diseases. So this is proper sanitation is very important कि environment को, school environment को clean रखना बहुत ज़रूरी है. Its surrounding को भी school environment as well as its surrounding, जहाँ पर अगर वो area clean नहीं रहा, unclean environment will be maybe the breeding ground for many microbes like the mosquito. So mosquito का जो ब्रीडिंग ग्राउंड है उसको बढ़ावा ना दिया जाए, इसीलिए क्या करना होगा, प्रॉपरली सैनिटाइज करना होगा. ओके. And lastly, by not allowing the affected students to attend the classes, this is very important in your class also. May have seen, personally I can share you my experience that I have already suffered from chicken pox, measles both, and some of my friends also. But whenever they are suffering from it, and the teaching authorities, teaching staffs are respected teachers were known to the fact that this particular student is suffering from measles or chicken pox, which is very communicable type of disease. If anyone is coming with the infection, along with the infection, then definitely the outcome, the result will not be good. So in that way we can say that those who are suffering from it, those who are completely affected by it, they are not at all, they should not be allowed to come to school, to attend the classes, to sit with the other children, so that in this way we can keep the healthy students safe from it. So these are the ways, okay, for proper preventive measures. Third question, what is immunization? So I have told you what is vaccination and immunization, how it is different. So just before reading the answer, I want to share this, that vaccination and immunization, these are very related term. In one way we can think vaccination can also be regarded as immunization, but it's not that. Vaccination is only the process of giving the vaccine, and vaccine, what is given through vaccine, you know that very well. I have just told that same thing repeatedly also. And immunization is a process that after, when the vaccine is applied in the as a answer or as the effect of injecting the vaccine, जो बॉडी में प्रोड्यूस होता है, मतलब कि जो एंटीबॉडीज़ नेचुरली प्रोड्यूस होता है, उस एंटीबॉडी प्रोड्यूस होने से बॉडी में इम्यूनिटी जो है वो डेवलप हो जाती है. दैट इज कॉल्ड इम्यूनाइजेशन. सो इफ वन पर्सन हैज़ चिकन पॉक्स वन टाइम, so there is no chance of suffering it from again, because once a person is suffering from a disease, मतलब suppose this is a body and here the antigens are once attacked, this is the antigen, and this is the, suppose, human cell or human body. Now once this antigen is entering, against it proper antibodies will be produced. Okay, this is the antibody. Now this antibody will provide it proper immunization, means proper protection, so that the germ, the antigen cannot affect it, right? So इसीलिए क्या होता है, इसके बाद जब फिर से वही एंटीजन दोबारा इफेक्ट करेगा, तब क्या होगा, तब दिस एंटीबॉडी नोज द नेचर ऑफ द एंटीजन, एंड दैट्स व्हाई दिस एंटीजन कैन नॉट ग्रो. तो इसीलिए जब एक स्मॉल पॉक्स एक बार हो जाता है, दोबारा नहीं होने का ये कारण है, ये रीज़न है, क्योंकि एक बार होने के बाद सेकेंड टाइम जब वो इफेक्ट करता है, तब फर्स्ट तो उसका नेचर इज नोन, द नेचर ऑफ द एंटीजन, नेचर ऑफ द जर्म, हियर द नेचर ऑफ द स्मॉल चिकन पॉक्स इज नोन टू द बॉडी. और ये भी होता है कि सेकेंडली सम अमाउंट ऑफ antibodies remains already present inside the blood of that person. So this happens because when the immune system first sees an infectious microbe, it responds against it and then resembles it specifically, resemblance like by producing the proper specific antibody. So in the next time that the particular microbe or its closest relatives, मतलब वो microbe या फिर smallpox जैसा ही कोई अगर फिर से attack किया, not only smallpox, this is just an example I have given, entering the body, then the immune system responds with ever greater vigor, means same इससे भी ज़्यादा power से वो उसको face करता है, and this way this eliminates the infection even more quickly than the first time period it has performed, it has shown. right? And this is the basis of the principle of immunization. I think this is clear. The effect of vaccination is the immunization. In one word we can say, in one line or one phrase we can say that. Clear? Next, a doctor or nurse or any health worker, suppose he or she is exposed to more sick person than the others in the community. Now find out that he or she avoids getting sick himself or herself. So what are the ways? Firstly, keeping place of work sterilized by using phenyl and many other sanitizer. Nowadays you know better than me, right, about different brands of sanitizer, those which are containing 70% or more than 75% amounts of alcohol or ethyl alcohol inside it. So rubbing alcohol, rather, I would say. So this you know better than me, and I am also sharing my point of view, what I have seen, what I think. During this discussion it is being more interactive. I am trying to make it. So first way, to keeping place of work where we are working, where they are actually working, the place must be sanitized properly. It's not for now, it's good that only I would say that coronavirus, definitely this is creating a great loss for all of us, but proper sanitization, the importance of sterilization, sanitization, this we have understood, common people have understood. Whether we all are wholeheartedly following or not, that depends on us, but still the importance we have understood. Now depending on the situation, some are following very strictly, some are not following very strictly, but the importance, as I was saying, that importance we all have understood. Those who were unknown of the fact, they are also understanding now. This is a good thing which has happened. People have become more aware of this fact, that what adverse effect may happen. Anyways, I am distracting from the discussion. I will stick to it only. Next is keeping equipments. Equipments means the things, the instruments which are being used by the doctor or by the nurse or by any other health worker in the hospitals or in the medical places that are regularly in use, that also must be sterilized. So along with the area, the equipments or the instruments which they are using regularly, उनको भी sterilize करना ज़रूरी है. Next, washing hands with the soap thoroughly after serious examination of the patients. Means whenever you are examining, whenever they are examining a patient, a serious patient, they after every visit with the patient, they must sanitize their hand thoroughly. The whole body sanitization is very important. And then wearing the clean clothes. This is definitely a very common thing which we all must follow in every case, right? Next, a baby is not able to tell his or her caretakers that he or she is sick, because she or the baby is very small, he cannot speak out. Then what would be the way to help him to find out the baby is sick? हम लोग को कैसे पता चलेगा? अगर he cannot speak, she cannot speak, how we will get to know that the baby is sick or not, and what is the sickness is about? See, it's a very important question, very sensitive question too, and this is very important to know also. So an extremely young human child is called a baby. So the symptoms जिसको देख के हम लोग सोच सकते हैं, समझ सकते हैं कि बेबी सिक है कि नहीं, that are the continuous crying and restlessness in the child. जो रेस्टलेसनेस और क्राइंग, कंटिन्यूस क्राइंग क्राई जब करती है बेबी या करता है, तब क्या होता है, तब वी कैन अज्यूम दैट डेफिनेटली सम प्रॉब्लम्स दे आर फेसिंग. मे बी दे आर हंग्री, मे बी in any ways, some factors are there which are making them irritated and not helping them to be comfortable, right? Next, improper intake of food and body temperature जो है वो फ्लैक्चुएट करना, या फिर मतलब एक जो फूड जो टाइम में जो बच्चा फूड लेता है वो नहीं ले रहा है, सो दिस इज ऑल्सो नॉट अ गुड सिम्टम, गुड साइन ऑल्सो. एंड लूज मोशंस, जो भी खाते हैं, क्योंकि बेबी जो भी खाते हैं अगर उसको डाइजेस्ट नहीं होता है, देन इट विल कम आउट एज लूज मोशन. So these are the symptoms by which we can understand, we can assume that maybe the baby is not well enough, and that's why he or she is definitely sick in that matter. एंड सिकनेस इज सफरिंग फ्रॉम डायरिया. ये जो सिम्टम्स है नॉर्मली बेबी डायरिया से ज़्यादा सफ़र करते हैं. सो दिस सिकनेस इज अबाउट द डायरिया ओनली. ओके, नेक्स्ट. Give two examples of for each of the following. First, the acute diseases. We know the acute diseases which are not long lasting. Regarding that, we have solved one MCQ also. So the example will be typhoid, malaria, influenza. These are the acute diseases. These are not long lasting. Next, the chronic diseases, tuberculosis and elephantiasis. Yeah, these are long lasting diseases. इसीलिए इन लोगों को कहा जाता है chronic disease. Now, third is the infectious disease जो बहुत ही जल्दी से फैलता है. That is the typhoid and chicken pox. As I told in your school days, chicken pox, measles also you can write. These are measles is a milder form of chicken pox only. So this is the infectious kind of disease. And last one is non-infectious. Under non-infectious, what comes? Diabetes and goiter. These are non-infectious. ये इसको हम ये हेरिडिटी से होता है, हेरिडिटरी डिजीज कह सकते हैं. स्पेशली द आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द डायबिटीज मेनली. नेक्स्ट, नेम टू डिजीजेज विच आर कॉज्ड बाय द प्रोटोजोअन्स एंड व्हाट आर देयर कॉजल ऑर्गेनिज्म. सो टू प्रोटोजोअन spread protozoan causal organisms. First disease is the sleeping sickness which is caused by trypanosoma, and then the next one is the malaria which is caused by Plasmodium vivax. I am saying that these are the scientific names, so in the exam when you are writing you have to underline it. Definitely underlining is important to get the full marks. Okay, because these are not the English words, these are the Latin words from where these are taken or extracted. That's why in your exam if definitely you must have to give the underline. Okay, next, which bacterium causes peptic ulcers, which is our last disease in this chapter, and who discovered the pathogen for the first time? See, bacterium causing peptic ulcer, we know that peptic ulcer is bacteria is the causal organism, or bacterial infected disease is the peptic ulcer, and the name of the bacterium is the Helicobacter pylori. Okay, and Warren, Marshall and Warren. Firstly Warren, and after that Marshall and Warren togetherly they discovered the pathogen of the peptic ulcer for the first time. Next one, what are antibiotics? Give two examples. Antibiotics, I have spoken many times of this, so I will not be going into very details, because you know the effect of antigen, antibody, everything in the immunity part also I have explained it very in detail, so that's why I am not going on to the detail. So antibiotics is what? Antibiotic is basically the biochemical medicine. It is a biochemical which is produced by the microorganism like the bacteria or the fungi, which kills or block the growth of other microorganisms by blocking their life processes without harming the human cells. All right. And what for the example? Example is penicillin and streptomycin. These are the examples of antibiotics. Next, name any three diseases which are transmitted through the vectors. So it is very easy. Malaria. Malaria is the vector is the female Anopheles mosquito. This is the vector. This is carrying the disease from mosquito to human being. Next is dengue. Dengue fever. This the vector is female Aedes mosquito. So two mosquitoes are very very unwanted insects, right? So dengue, it's a disease which is in which vector works? Female Aedes. Next is Kala Azar. That is also a vector transmitted disease, and sandfly, it is the vector here. Next question, why is the immune system essential for our health? Immune system in our body is the basic defense mechanism, is a defense system against various types of pathogens or the foreign agents like virus, like bacteria, fungi, protozoa, any other. So it includes the following components of blood phagocytic cells like the NK cells. NK cells are very important. What is the full form of NK? It is the natural killer cell. Natural killer cell is very important, and naturally they are present inside our blood. And apart from NK cells, T lymphocyte and the B lymphocyte. These are two types of lymphocyte. These are also very important. B lymphocyte, we know this, they produce the antibodies mainly against the antigens, specific antigens of the pathogen, and they produce their toxins. And immune system keeps the body healthy by killing the infective microbes. And what is the function of T lymphocyte? T lymphocyte, you know, it promotes the B lymphocyte whenever it is needed for our body to produce antibody. Then T lymphocyte provokes B lymphocyte that now it's the time you should start producing antibodies. Okay, next. Now, why is AIDS considered to be a syndrome and not a disease? This is a very important question, that AIDS, whenever you will see, it is known as syndrome, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. It is not considered to be a disease. So what is the reason behind it, that it is not considered as a disease, rather it is considered as a syndrome? So syndrome, what? Syndrome is what? Syndrome is a group of symptoms, signs, physical as well as physiological disturbances that are due to a common cause. This is what the syndrome is about. Now, AIDS is also a complex of diseases, means it is not defined, it is not a specific defining disease. It is a complex of many signs, symptoms, physical, physiological disturbances are experienced during this disease. Okay, and which develop due to the failure of the body. क्योंकि इस टाइम क्या हो जाता है, एड्स के टाइम में बॉडी का जो नॉर्मल इम्यून सिस्टम रहता है वो इतना वीक हो जाता है कि कॉमन जो माइक्रोब्स है उसके अगेंस्ट भी ये अपना जो पावर है उसको शो नहीं कर पाता है. ओके, दिस इज द थिंग, दिस हैपेंस. इवन द माइनर इन्फेक्शन ऑल्सो दे कैनॉट फाइट अगेंस्ट इवन द माइनर इन्फेक्शंस ऑल्सो. HIV, that's the human immunodeficiency virus that causes AIDS. We know that it damages the immune system completely of the patient by destroying the T4 helper cells or the T lymphocytes. क्योंकि T lymphocyte नहीं रहेगा तो क्या होगा, B lymphocyte को कोई कहने के लिए बचा नहीं रहेगा कि now it's the time to produce antibodies. B lymphocyte can only produce antibodies, but without the provoke of without the promoting sensation without the promoting sensation by the T lymphocyte, B lymphocyte cannot start producing antibodies. So once the T lymphocyte is damaged, it is not present, it is destroyed, then the body's power of the B lymphocyte to produce antibodies may be delayed due to some these reasons sometimes. As a result, even small cold can lead to the development of pneumonia, and a slight gut infection may lead to severe diarrhea and blood loss. Likewise, skin rashes can also develop into ulcers. Next, why do some children fall ill more frequently than the others living in the same locality? ये तो होता ही है कि कोई पर्सन को जल्दी हो जाता है बीमारी, किसी को नहीं पकड़ता है बीमारी. ये क्यों होता है? Because of maybe poor personal hygiene, poor domestic hygiene, पर्सनली हाइजीन मेंटेन नहीं करता होगा, या फिर घर में जो है प्रॉपर हाइजीन मेंटेन नहीं होता होगा, और ड्यू टू द कंजम्पशन ऑफ अनक्लीन और अनकवर्ड फूड इन इम्प्रॉपर मैनर, देन लैक ऑफ प्रॉपर न्यूट्रिशन एंड बैलेंस डाइट. ये बहुत सारे रीजंस हो सकते हैं कि कोई चाइल्ड एक सोसाइटी में, एक सोसाइटी में रहने वाला कोई चाइल्ड ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बीमार हो रहा है, while some others are perfectly fit and fine and healthy too. Okay, and all these factors make the immune system weak. That is why these are the possible factors. Next, why are the antibiotics not effective for the viral diseases? This is very important कि antibiotics और antibodies जो है वो वायरस के अगेंस्ट में काम नहीं कर सकता है, क्योंकि the antibiotics are effective against the bacteria and the non-viral pathogens, means any other agents, any other antigens except the virus, as they block some of their biosynthetic pathways without affecting the human being. So viruses, in case of viruses, they do not have their own metabolic machinery. तो खुद का मेटाबॉलिक मशीनरी नहीं होगा तो किसको ये ब्लॉक करेगा, क्योंकि ये जब होस्ट बॉडी में एंटर करता है तो उसका मशीनरी को इट स्टार्ट्स टू यूज। ओके, इसका खुद का मशीनरी है ही नहीं, तो किसको ये एंटीबॉडीज, वायरस की बॉडी में अगर मशीनरीज होता खुद का तो उसको ब्लॉक करता, लेकिन वायरस आर लैकिंग देयर ओन मशीनरीज, own biochemical machinery, so there is nothing to destroy. Okay, there are very few biochemical processes that can block viral multiplication, and antibiotics are not effective against them. They can be overpowered only by the development of immunity against them by the body of the host. An antiviral product called interferon, this is very important, remember it, interferon, it is produced by the cells exposed to the activation of the virus. Next, becoming exposed to or infected with a microbe doesn't necessarily mean the developing noticeable disease. Explain why. An infectious microbe or a microbe which is causing the infection, that microbe is able to cause a disease only if the immune system of the infected person is unable to put proper defense against it. मतलब एक कोई भी माइक्रोब तभी अपना डिजीज को स्प्रेड कर पाएगा जब उसका जो इफेक्ट होगा, उसका इफेक्ट को कम करने वाला या खत्म करने वाला, डिस्ट्रॉय करने वाला कोई नहीं रहेगा, राइट, in the host body. So many persons have strong immune system or have acquired immunity against that pathogen and has the intensity of the pathogenic attack is quite mild. मतलब पैथोजेनिक जो अटैक है वो उस अटैक का नेचर भी क्वाइट माइल्ड है, या फिर जो जिसके ऊपर वो इफेक्ट कर रहा है, कुछ पर्सन्स का इम्यूनिटी बहुत स्ट्रांग होता है जिससे कि जो भी इन्फेक्शियस एजेंट उसको इफेक्ट करे उसका इफेक्ट कम कर देता है, कम हो जाता है, राइट। एंड एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ इट, डिस्पाइट ऑफ एक्सपोजर टू इन्फेक्टिव माइक्रोब, द पर्सन विल नॉट फॉल सिक ऑल्सो और विल नॉट कैच द डिजीज ऑल्सो, राइट। Next, what do you mean by disease symptoms and what are the examples? So disease symptoms are the evidences. These are the evidences from which we can understand the disease is occurring or not. So this is simply the evidences which proves the presence of the disease. Symptoms are in the form of structural as well as functional changes in the body or even the body parts. They indicate that there is something wrong in the body which is going on, like the cough, like cold, loose motion, pain in the abdomen, headache, fever. These are not the condition which we suffer from or which we deal with in our normal conditions, normal healthy conditions, right? So however, symptoms do not give any exact cause of the disease, but by seeing the symptoms, means symptoms से हम लोग समझ नहीं सकते कि this is the only disease और एक्यूरेट डिजीज, एग्जैक्ट तो कॉज हम लोग को नहीं पता चलता है, लेकिन वी कैन हैव द आइडिया, राइट, दैट समथिंग इज गोइंग ऑन, लाइक आईसाइट, पुअर आईसाइट, दिस इज वन प्रॉब्लम. फ्रॉम दिस सिम्टम वी कैन गेट कि आईसाइट में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, वी हैव टू कंसल्ट द आई स्पेशलिस्ट डॉक्टर. ब्लड प्रेशर और सॉर्ट ऑफ रेस्टलेसनेस और स्ट्रेस, ये जो है इससे हम लोगों को पता चलता है, वी कैन इमेजिन दैट, राइट. नेक्स्ट, state two conditions which are essential for good health. So what are the two conditions? First is the better sanitation or the clean surrounding, which I was discussing about, and secondly is the availability of sufficient and nutritious food, sufficient amount of food, और उसमें nutrition, proper nutrition होना चाहिए. That means that should be a balanced food or balanced meal. Okay. And our last question is, state two conditions which are essential for being free from disease. Means for being disease free, what is important? Living in the hygienic environment. Means personal hygiene and public hygiene, both kinds of hygiene must be maintained, right? And next one or the last one is getting vaccinated against every common infectious disease. जो भी common infectious diseases है उसके against में proper time में proper vaccine लेना बहुत ज़रूरी है. Okay? So in this way, this chapter is completed. We'll see you in the next class with another new chapter. Till then, take care and thank you.